Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and in the next 3 minutes, we're going to continue our journey through the book of Deuteronomy. This morning, we're going to be in Deuteronomy chapters 3 and 4. If we were to kind of put a tagline on these two chapters, it would be victory and vision, along with a call to faithfulness. So chapter 3 is going to continue Moses retelling the story of Israel's journey, talking about their battle against Og, that was the king of Bashan. Og was a pretty significant enemy. His bed alone is said to be 13 feet long, so he's a little bit of a giant. Now, God told them not to be afraid, and when they followed him, when they trusted God, they were able to win in a pretty decisive manner. Along with their victory over Sihon in chapter 2, these triumphs were able to solidify Israel's confidence and give them some control of some pretty key lands on the east side of the Jordan River. Moses is going to continue to remind them how the land was divided among the tribes of Reuben and Gad and half of Manasseh, and he's going to continue recounting his personal plea to God. He had asked to be allowed to enter the promised land, but God said no. Instead, God told him to go up to Mount Pisgah and to look at the land from a distance. Moses would see the promise, but not enter into it. Joshua, his follower, his successor, would be the one to lead the people across. Moses accepts this decision, but urges the people to encourage and support Joshua no matter what happens. Chapter 4, the tone shifts. Now, before we go into chapter 4, we should remember that the reason Moses doesn't get to enter in is because he didn't trust God. His actions were not in line with his confession. So if we move into chapter 4, Moses is passionate and direct. He's urging the people. He says, listen to the laws I am giving you, obey them, do not add to them or subtract from them. He's warning them not to forget what God has done, because he knows that there are consequences for not following God. He's reminding them of God's signs and wonders and his rescuing them from Egypt, and especially in that moment on Mount Sinai when God spoke from the fire and gave them his covenant. He's reminding them of all these things, and Moses can continually say, follow God, trust God, because Moses is living the punishment for not following God faithfully. So if we were to summarize these chapters, again, they're a challenge. They're a challenge for us to remember what God has done and to obey what he tells us to do. Trust where God leads. I guess that's probably the summary. Trust where God leads because his past demonstrates that he's trustworthy. All right, that's all we've got time for today, friends. Be well.